Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Gladiator 2. So Gladiator 2, first of all, spoilers for Gladiator 2 here. So Gladiator 2 comes out, and the major character, Denzel Washington is really kind of the coolest part of this character, the coolest character in this film. He does a fantastic job. Well, what I thought was really interesting was basically the film shows at the end Lucius and Macrinus battle for the fate of Rome, right? And what's interesting is Macrinus, actually Lucius Aurelius, Maximus's son, right? So the son of Russell Crowe from Gladiator 1 gets into a full on, hey, one of us is going to die fight with Macrinus, and they have these huge armies behind them, and they're like, you know what? Like, whichever one of us is going to win, the rest of the armies could just take a break, right? Like, whoever wins this battle gets the other guy's armies. Done, right? Like, which I thought was really pretty. That's how you do a battle, right? But Lucius cuts, so they get into this battle. They're fighting with swords, cling clang, and in a river, right? And um, and then Lucius just cuts Macrinus's left arm, clean off, right? And at that point, just blood starts spurting out of his arm. He falls into the river. And then I love this part because I'm so used to seeing every one of these things, So this movie, every single thing in Gladiator 2, they were like, hey, this is Rome. This is like Rome the way it was. Everything you'll see in this movie could happen, did happen, right? Everything you saw in this movie happened in Rome. It might not happen in the sequence, but every single thing happened in Rome. It's all Roman. It's all real. This is the real deal, right? But I'm so used to action movies where, they just cut that guy's left arm off, so he's going to fight for the rest of the scene, right? And just like, and grit his teeth and wrap his shirt around that, and it'll be fine, right? Because so many action movies are so ridiculously over the top, right? I didn't even expect that getting your left arm chopped off would end your battling, right? And it did. Macros just drowns in the river. And then Lucius gives a speech and takes his army and takes all of Rome, right? And you're like, whoa, did that just happen? But what really made me think about is hit location in Dungeons and Dragons. So famously, you can't do that in Dungeons and Dragons. You can't say, I want to cut his left arm off, right? And we just came through going from Dungeons and Dragons 5e to Dungeons and Dragons VE, Roman numeral V, right, for 5. And so we're now using Dungeons and Dragons VE, right? And it still doesn't allow you to attack a specific location on a body, but it should have. We missed an opportunity. So I think that player characters should have been able to say, I'm going to cut this guy's head off, right? And make a roll, and then, no hit points. You just cut his head off and it's done, right? Or you're like, I'm going to cut his right arm off. Oh, and that's his sword hand. So now he has disadvantage on top of disadvantage, right? So I think there was a very distinct lost opportunity here, and they should have allowed that for hit location to have been in the game. Now, I will say this. No non-player character should be allowed to location target a player character. Player characters are the heroes of the story. There should be an advantage for being a hero. So I don't think hit location should have been extended to non-player characters. So I watched this film and I really think it was a missed opportunity. We should have brought hit location in to be used by player characters, but not by non-player characters, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.